Okay, Assalamu alaikum. We're going to have our lecture today in Principle of Macroeconomics. I am Dr. Suhair Ghazali. I hope you like the lecture. We're going to talk about chapter 3, and chapter 3 we're going to finish it in two parts. The first part that will be in this video, second part will be the next coming video. The name of the chapter is Monitoring Jobs and Inflation. After studying the whole chapter, part 1 and 2, you will be able to explain why unemployment is a problem and how we measure the unemployment rate and other labor market indicators. This is in part 1. Part 2, we're going to explain the price level, inflation, and deflation. Part 2. As usual, I'm going to have my lecture in English. I'm trying my best to translate a little bit very fast in Arabic for all the students to be in harmony to understand what we're going on. Okay. احنا what I said in English. احنا النهارده هناخد chapter 3. We're going to have chapter 3 بيتكلم على monitoring jobs and inflation. ازاي مراقبة الشغل او الكلام عن الشغل بالعمل بصفة عامة والتضخم الانفليشن. وهنعملها على جزئين. Okay. Let's start to do the first slide. The first slide here is talking about unemployment. We have to fully understand the meaning of unemployment because it is the main issue in economics, micro or macro. I'm sure you took this in microeconomics, but from the perspective of macroeconomics, it's different, a little bit different. Okay, so let's go over some definitions. I'm sure you learned about it in before, but we'll take it from the perspective of macroeconomics. Okay, unemployment definition. I want you to study this definition by heart. Okay, let me just have the pointer here. It will help me and help you to recognize what I'm saying. Unemployment definition. I want you to study this definition by heart. I could ask you, in your level, you should be able to write a good, correct definition. I should be able to define some expressions. Okay. The unemployment definition is a serious personal, social, and economic problem because it results in lost output and income and a loss of human capital. Okay, in order to people between 16 years old and retire age are divided into 5 groups: employed, self-employed, unemployed, labor force. Okay, not in labor force. Okay, in Arabic. احنا هنتكلم على البطالة، وهنقول تعريف البطالة إن هي مشكلة شخصية واجتماعية وكمان شخصية اقتصادية، يعني مشكلة اقتصادية، إنها يعني مشكلة اقتصادية خطيرة جدا واجتماعية وشخصية، وإن هي بتعبر أو بتنتج من النقص في الأوتبوت بتاعنا اللي هو المخرجات بتاعتنا والإنكم الموجود في الدولة، وبيبقى فقد يعني مش لطيف أبدا في الرأس المال البشري. أوكي، وبتقسم إلى 5 مجموعات. يعني أنا كل دوت يعتبر تعريف على فكرة unemployment. أوكي، كل ده يعتبر تعريف unemployment، مش بس لغاية هنا. أوكي، فده عشان تاخد A+. لو أنت هتكتب لغاية هنا مش تاخد A+. أوكي، لأن أنا برضو هنا مش موضحة لك الأنواع، لازم تقول إيه هي الأنواع. يبقى you have to say the whole thing here. It is the definition of unemployment. If you want to have A+. But if you do want to have if you don't want to have A+, you can write it until here. But to make me understand that you understand everything, you have to write it all. People between age 16 years old and retirement age are divided into 5 groups. الناس اللي هم بين 16 سنة وسن المعاش بيتعملوا 5 مجموعات. The first one is employed. People who are currently paid in jobs. You have to understand paid jobs. People are working and people are giving money for the work. Okay, this is employed. Self-employed, the people who are working in their own businesses. People are working in their own businesses. Okay. I have my own company. I have my own factory. I don't take the salary for myself. I take the profit, okay? But still, I am self-employed, okay? Unemployed people are not working, okay? People are not employed, but actively seeking for employed. People are not working and الناس ما بيشتغلوش, are not working, but they are looking for jobs. Keep looking for jobs. They are seeking for jobs, looking for jobs. Labor force. Labor force means the part of population include those who are employed. People are employed, self-employed, official, unemployed. يعني كل الثلاثة اللي فوق دول or the other previous three in labor force, okay? Or the other previous three in labor force. كل الثلاثة اللي فاتوا دول في labor force. Not in the labor force. This part of the population neither بقى employed. They are still in school. And they are over 16, but they are studying. They have to have a degree. They are going to university, going to schools, whatever. Keeping household, keeping house يعني housewives أو house spouse يعني ربة منزل أو رب منزل بيشتغلوا في البيت بيطبخوا. واحد قاعد بيشتغل والتاني بينظف وبيطبخ وكده. incapable to find a job, too ill, sick, واحد عيان جدا اوكي مش قادر يلاقي job, too ill, or not looking for work at all, or he just living all day not looking for jobs. I have money in the bank, I'm not working. He is not in the labor force. Okay, let's just to the next slide very fast because the video when it takes long time it will be very hard to download it. When we talk here, we talk about why it is a problem, why the unemployment is a problem. The unemployment is a problem here because of two reasons, okay? It results, you know something, a problem when there's a bad results comes out from it. So what is the bad result? Lost incomes and production, lost in human capital. Lost income and production, like what? Like they are not creating any income in their salary in their buckets. They don't have income. They can't pay for goods and services. If they can't pay and buy goods and services, the factories will stop producing goods and services. They want to sell this stuff. If you don't buy them, they can't find anybody to buy it, so they won't produce any goods and services. So that will be a loss in income and production. Okay. Number two, lost in human capital. And lost in human capital, it's a damage because person's job respects by destroying human capital. If you don't find a work, this means I am destroying the guy that I give him education and I give him good country to live in, give him health care, give him this stuff, and he did not work, he did not pay me back, he did not even contribute in society. So this is a lost in human capital. Okay. The cost of unemployment. What is the cost? What will cost us if we don't have unemployment? Number one, economic cost. يعني هنا هنتكلم على تكلفة. احنا هنا قلنا هي مشكلة عشان ايه؟ هنا بنقول ايه تكلفة unemployment. What is the cost of unemployment? Guys, what I'm saying in Arabic exactly what I'm saying in English, so you're not losing anything. The cost of unemployment means in Arabic التكلفة بتاعة البطالة. Number one, economic cost. Number two, social cost. Number three, political cost. Number one, economic cost. What is the cost of economic cost? The opportunity cost of a high rate of unemployment is the output lost because the labor, which is scarce resources, is being fully utilized. Yes, this is how much did the loss in GDP. The economist said something very, when you don't use all of your factors of reductions, okay, factors of reductions, remember, land, labor, entrepreneurs, capital, right? Land, labor, entrepreneurs, and capital, of course, like I said. So if you labor is human, okay? Entrepreneur, human, okay? And part of the capital is a labor capital. So it's big, big يعني big attitude or big magnitude of the factors of reductions, big part of the factors of reduction, big part of the factor of reductions. So if you don't find jobs, it will, for sure, it will affect the GDP, the gross domestic product. Okay, how? One of the scientists named Arthur Okun, okay, he made a law. Actually, the law is Okun law. If you find your book, I think, let me just look, page 84, yes, you'll find it written in your page, okay? Will say that economist Arthur Okun made a law. What is the law? According to his law, 2% falling in GDP, 2% falling in GDP means what? Results what? 1% rise in unemployment. Okay? 1% rise. 2% falling in GDP means 1% higher unemployment. This is good. This is not good at all. Okay. in Arabic. هو في واحد اسمه آكن وعمل آكن لو، ده مهم جدا. قال إن كل ما بينزل 2% من الإجمالي الدخل القومي GDP مع بتنتج عنها 1% زيادة في البطالة. Okay. That's terrible. What I said in Arabic I said in English. That's terrible. Okay. The unemployment will suffer from lower income, which will affect his spending for goods and services. That will affect producing goods and services in a country. Because if you don't buy goods and services, the factories won't produce goods and services, and they will close down, and then the GDP will be lower. So discover the relationship: 2%. 2% lower in GDP will result 1% higher in unemployment. This is what I want you to write if I ask you to write about them. Social cost. What is the social cost? Of course, the economic cost of unemployment is a large, but in real terms, of course, is ever larger than social and psychological effects are taken into consideration, into account. Why? Because public health studies indicate that persistence unemployment leads to, if people keep not finding jobs and trying, not finding, they will make them depressed. Okay, depressed, and they discover there's a relationship between suicide and unemployment. Okay, people can't find jobs. Sometimes it will lead them to suicide. Depressed. They will be in a depression situation. It will stay very long. Then they can lead to suicide or illness. Okay, and people will hate each other. And sometimes, if the government is paying him unemployment, he'll feel guilty that he's taking money he does not deserve. Okay, and it will make him more depressed. Okay. So this is the social. It makes the society not in peace, actually. One of the main reasons of revolutions that people can't find good jobs, they can't find good salaries, so they make revolutions, okay? So it's really very dangerous to put the society in such a situation. Let's just move to the next one, which is political cost. What is the political cost? The government, any government taking control in a country, they promise, number one, to provide jobs for unemployment people, okay? To lower the unemployment percentage or rate, to lower the unemployment rate, okay? To provide more jobs. If they don't do that, they failed as a government. So people won't elect them again. In the next elections, they will be failing. Nobody will elect them again. So this is a political cost. Okay. Due the above social problems that we talked about before, to create maybe lead to strikes. Sometimes they make strikes, okay, and increase of crime rate, because if you don't work, you need to eat, you need to feed your family, you make a crime, okay. You'll steal, you'll do something to get money to buy food for your family or for yourself. So it is a political and social together, linked together. If the government does not fix the problem, it will lead to many problems. As I said before, one mistake too many. Let's just move to the next one. يعني احنا قلنا في اللي فاتت I'm just talking about the last slide ان المشاكل بتاعت البطالة كتيرة جدا، وهم اجتماعية واقتصادية واجتماعية وسياسية، ولما تقراها تعرف ان هم linked together، مرتبطين مع بعض. في المشاكل الاقتصادية ان هي بتبقى تكلفة طبعا، ان هو انت ما بتشتغلش وقعدت شهر مش لاقي شغل، الحكومة بتدفع لك allowance. الallowance ده هوت بيبقى تكلفة. لكن برضو الأهم سبب في الاقتصادي إن كل 2% بينزل فيهم إجمالي الدخل القومي، معناه بيؤدي إلى ارتفاع في البطالة 1%، وده أوكن لو. اوكي. السوشيال ان فيه هيحصل عداء في المجتمع، والانسان هيبقى ديبرست وهيبقى متضايق، فممكن يؤدي الى سوسايد في كتير في المجتمع، ممكن يؤدي الى كرايمز، ممكن يؤدي الى جرائم. البوليتيكال ان الجفرمنتس لما بتمسك اي دوله بتقول انا هقلل البطاله وهزود الوظائف، لو ما عملتش كده بتبقى فيلد، بتبقى سقطت من عين الناس، وبتبقى من الاسباب الكتيره جدا للثورات. اوكي. What I said now in Arabic, I said it in I was explaining the last slide in English. Okay, let's just move to this slide now. The population is divided into two groups. The first group is the working age population. The second group is people too young to work. We have two here groups. The first group, second group. Okay, the first group here in any population, any country, people working, people not working. Okay, people working age population, people in the working age population age 16 and older. Okay, who are not in jail or hospital or institutions. Okay, those are working age population. And we have the second group, people too young to work, اللي هو under 16 or under 16, or they are in orphanages, institutional or nursing institutions, or nursing homes or retirement home. We're going to talk about each one. The first one here, it is the working age population in Arabic. عندنا أي population اللي هو اسمها بالعربي سكان في بلد. اوكي. بينقسموا إلى جزئين. أول قسم اللي هو السن العمل، الناس اللي في سن العمل، اللي هم من سن 16 لغاية وما يكونوش في جيل، وما يكونوش في مستشفى، ما يكونوش في مثلا أماكن رعاية زي أماكن رعاية الأيتام ولا رعاية المسنين. أوكي. أو الجروب التاني، يبقى أول جروب هو ده، والجروب التاني اللي هو people too young to work، people أقل من سن 16 سنة working. Let's just continue in English. What I said in English, what I said in Arabic, I was saying it in English before. The working age population here, it is 16 years old and older who are not in jail، ما هماش في السجن or hospital ولا في مستشفى، or are not in institutions, you are not in orphan places or something like that, or retirement places. They are capable to work. People in the labor force بينقسموا إلى 2. They are divided into two pieces, into two groups. People in labor, people are not in labor. Okay. The labor force, which is this one, is a sum of employed and unemployed. People are in labor force means they are willing to work, can work. They can work They are not sick or anything, and they are willing to work. People are not in labor. They are in the, above 16, but they cannot work for some reasons. They can't find jobs. Okay. To be counted unemployed, you need to have one of these categories. Okay. عشان تتحدى ان انت واحد في البطالة لازم تكون عندك حاجة من الحاجات الثلاثة دول. Without work, number one, without work, but has made specific effort to find for 4 weeks. Okay. يعني he's looking for jobs for 4 weeks, for 1 month. So he is unemployed now. Okay. Waiting to be called back in jobs. He's leaving his job, okay, for some reason, for seasonal reason, for looking for a good job, for a better job or something, or they fired him because he can't work in this snow or in this season, but he's going to find a job again. During the time until he finds a job, he's unemployed. Waiting to start a new job. He's leaving his job and promised to have another job after sometimes. But in 30 days, okay, in 30 days only, within 30 days, okay, that's unemployed in 30 days بالذات, okay, exactly. يبقى the first group, people working age. Second group, people too young to work, under 16 years old, okay, and too young to work because they are younger, under 16, or they are in institutional care. They are في مراكز رعاية. Okay, institution care like what? Like orphan places, orphanages, houses, nursing houses, retirement houses for elderly people, so they can't work, okay, because they are in institutional or under 16. Let's move to the next slide, okay. They are the unemployment market indicators. What is the employment market indicators? Okay, we have indicators here. It will help us to value the economy in a country. Okay, because as I said before, labor is one of the most important factors of reductions. We have to know how much is the unemployment. When the unemployment is very high, it's not a good sign, because it will indicate to lower GDP. It will indicate that no growing in economy. So unemployment rate, the first indicator، أول مؤشر ده بيقيس لنا يعني شكل التوظيف والبطالة في البلد، هو ده unemployment rate. The unemployment rate, you have to study this by heart along with the equation. Equation is very important. It can give you problem in this. Can give you number of unemployment over the total labor force to get me the rate. Okay, measure the percentage of employable people in a country, in the country's workforce, who are over the age of 16, who have either lost their jobs, have unsuccessfully hunted in jobs but they can't find any in the last month, يعني for weeks, as I said, and are still actively seeking for jobs. And they are looking for jobs for 4 weeks or 1 month, and they are still looking for jobs. So this indicator, this is what all the countries do, take the number of unemployed people over the total labor force. Okay. Number 2, employment to population ratio. It's the percentage of working age population who has jobs. Okay, this is the percentage. How do you get it? Employment over working age population times 100 to get ratio, times 100. Okay, the labor force participation rate is the percentage of working age population who are members of labor force. It is labor force over working age. The difference between them here is employment, here labor force. Okay, difference. Okay, this is imperfect. This is not that perfect because sometimes people are marginally attached workers, means they are on the side. They've been asked to work, then no, thank you. Okay, no contracts, nothing. Okay, like the housekeepers, the maids, and the doormans and stuff like that. Okay. Yes. Let's continue. The types of unemployment. What is the types of unemployment? We have three main types of unemployment. Okay, you can go over with the book if you want. That will help you to, as much as I can. It's the page. We are talking about. Let me see. We're starting page 81, and now we are 87. The 87. No. Yes, it is 88. Okay, 88. Okay. Frictional unemployment is unemployment that arises from normal labor market turnover. Turnover means what? People leaving their jobs for another job for many reasons. Either they're looking for a good, better salary, close to their home, close to their families, a job that they always want to work in, whatever. Okay, يبقى that's the frictional unemployment. Is unemployment rises with from normal labor market turnover. It is a permanent and healthy phenomena of growing economy. Of course, it is. It is very healthy to find people looking for better jobs. Means there is better companies, better opportunities. Means they are growing in the economy. Okay, in this country. اوكي بالعربي الفريكشنال unemployment هو بيطلع من ايه؟ من انه واحد بيسيب شغله عشان يروح شغله احسن بما هي احسن، خد اكسبيرينس كويسه، اتعلم تكنولوجي ما كانتش موجوده، طب ليه قاعد في المكان ده؟ قاعد في مكان احسن بسعر احسن، او ممكن عايزه ابقى جنب بيتي، او ممكن ابقى نفسي اشتغل في الحته دي. anyway هو ده معناه ده حاجه طبيعيه وجميله، ومعناها ان في نمو اقتصادي كويس في البلد، ان في شركات كتيره كويسه بتفتح وبتنقل. What I said in Arabic, exactly what I said in English. Number two, structural unemployment. It is unemployment created by changes in technology and foreign competition that change the skill needed. Structural unemployment means I don't have the skill. Nowadays, everybody wants a job. I am a professor, but I can't work with the computer. This is a structural unemployment. Who will hire you? Everybody's working with a data show and computer and overhead projector. Okay? If you don't know how to do it, you are out of the structure of work in this country. Okay? If you don't know how to drive a car and you need to be work as a driver, you have to learn how to drive a car. So the structure, it is normal too, because societies are updating all the time, technology is updated all the time, so the workers has to keep up with the updates in their countries. So sometimes if you don't know computer and you only know typewriter, who will hire you if you don't know computer and you know typewriter as a secretary? A secretary should have a skills of computer nowadays. 50 years ago, no, they need to have typewriter only. So they are not in the flow with what's going on in the structure of the work. Okay. In Arabic structure unemployment اللي هو ان انت مش متوازي مع التكنولوجيا الموجوده في البلد. يعني مثلا زي سكرتيره بتعمل تايب رايتر، لا انا مش ده كان من 50 سنه ممكن، دلوقتي كل السكرتاريه لازم تكون عارفه الكمبيوتر كويس قوي. فلو انت ما عندكش سكيل ده يبقى ما تنفعش تبقى سكرتري، يبقى انت كده اسمك ما بتشتغلش، بتروح تقدم ما بياخدكش عشان انت مش مؤهل، يبقى انت structural unemployment. اوكي، انت بطالة مش مؤهلة، بس هتتأهل ترجع تاني، بس في الفترة دي انت في بطالة. يبقى اوكي، يبقى both of them here fractional and structure, we call them natural unemployment. Natural because it's happening. It's good in a country to find this. It's natural to find this. Okay. The third one بقى, it's not natural but could be not in other countries, is psychological unemployment. Psychological unemployment is when a worker who is laid off because the economy in a recession. A recession, yes. Okay, and it is then rehired when the expansion begins. Experience psychological unemployment, it means there is a recession. Okay, it's not my fault as an employer. It's not your fault as a worker. Okay, it's something we can't do anything about it, as we learned from the business cycle. Okay, it comes up and down. Okay, and we talked about this in the last chapter. Remember what we talked about? We said it is the business cycle comes to expansion, then, remember? Expansion, then trough, okay? Then recession, trough, يعني expansion, peak, recession, trough, right? Remember? Expansion, then recession, peak, trough, then recovery between. So during the recession, many companies closed down, so they laid off their workers, or they lower the cost, they lay off some. Okay, so it is not happening, but not natural. It happens every many years. Okay. بعد كده we're going to talk about some economists added two types. As I said before, this is the three main types. But some economists, some people in economics added two types, and others said they are here. Okay, we don't have to do this, but I'm going to just write it for you. If I ask you about the types of economics, you're going to say there's three main types, 1, 2, 3. And you have to say some economists added two types of unemployment, such as seasonal and classical. But you have to say the whole thing, okay? But you have to show me there are three main kinds and two additional ones, okay? The two additional ones, seasonal, as I said before here, people can seasonal according to the season. If you're working in skating training, you train people for skating or something like that. You cannot skate unless there's lots of snow over hill. Okay, hill or a mountain or a place very high. So if there's no snow, if you are in summer, you cannot do your job. You cannot be you won't be hired. Okay, so this is seasonal. Okay. A worker, structural workers, they cannot build houses. A builder, he cannot be used as a builder to build houses unless there's no snow. If there's snow and rain and stuff in seasons like that, they will say, no, we'll hold everything until summer. So this is seasonal. They will leave him to stay in winter, and then they will call him again in summer. Okay, so classical unemployment is of course when the wages a worker is willing to accept is in excess of those unemployed willing to pay. Oh yes, I wanna work in your company, but you are offering me 2,000. No, I need 3,000. I need 4,000. Okay. So I'm asking for higher salary than the employer is offering. Okay, the employer is offering a number or a salary, a figure, and he wants to have higher one. So that's he doesn't accept the job because I deserve more. I won't take the job. I will stay until I find the job that I deserve. During this time, he's unemployed. But we call him classical. Okay. In Arabic في عندنا نوعين زيادة، وأنا ما أقول لك أعرف قول الأنواع البطالة، هتقولي في 3 رئيسيين، وبعدين هتقولي في نوعين زيادة اللي هم السيزونال والكلاسيكال. السيزونال حاجة موسمية، مثلا موسم التلج، واحد بيدرب الناس على السكيتنج، ما ينفعش يدرب الناس ولا يروح يشتغل في الحتة دي لما يكون في تلج. اوكي، او مثلا في الصيف موسم السباحه بقى والايس كريم، في الصيف ما بيشتغلش غير في الصيف، فيجي في الشتاء ما فيش شغل له، ما هو ما بيعرفش يعمل حاجه غير انه يعلم الناس في البحر ولا يقف يعمل حاجه كده، ده اسمه سيزونال. الكلاسيكال اللي هو إنه هو بيسأل عايز ياخد مرتب أعلى من اللي بيتعرض عليه من صاحب العمل، هو فيقعد يقول لأ مش هقبل الوظيفة دي عشان دي مرتبها قليل وأنا أستحق أكتر من كده، الوظيفة بتاعتي تستحق أكتر من كده، فبيرفض العمل. هنا بيبقى اسمه seasonal، اسمه classical unemployment، يعني بطالة كلاسيكية. أوكي. اللي موجودين عاديين في العادي هم الثلاثة دول، بس أنا لما أسألك إيه هم لازم تقولي الثلاثة دول وتزود عليهم الاثنين دول بالطريقة اللي أنا كاتباها. Let's go. As I said before, fractional and structural, it's natural unemployment. Natural unemployment happens every country. It means that there's a society growing and economic growing. Okay, the natural unemployment rate is natural unemployment as a percentage of labor force. Okay, the natural unemployment rate changes over time and it is influenced by many factors. What is the factors؟ يعني natural هو الفريكشنال والstructure بيبقى affecting أو influenced by many factors. Number one, the age distribution of population. Distribution age. In Egypt here, we have over 40% of, they said, but not in Egypt, around the world there's a percentage for working age. Okay, in some countries 40% of the population are in working age, some others 50%. In Europe and in America, it's very funny. Elderly people are taking the big amount of age distribution. Elderly people over 50 or over 60. Okay, but if the distribution's age youth, it should be affected by the unemployment, the natural unemployment. The scale of structure برضو change. The structure, if nowadays everybody needs to know a computer and you don't know computer, you won't find the job easily. So the structure change. There are mobiles, computers, automatic cars, lots of technology coming on here, software, hardware, and computer, stuff like that. Even a doctor should be able to use a computer, to use a machine. Okay, so this is would be one of the factors will influence the national unemployment. Number three, real wage rate. الwage بيأثر جدا, wage salary, okay, that you're taking. And by the way, there's a difference between wage and salary. Wage that by your work should be that you did the work and you take money out of it. But salary, because you go to a company and take a salary end of the month, whether you're working or not, but you are devoting your time to this company. Devoting your time, not your work, your time and work to this company. Either they ask you to work or not. Okay, but yeah, they have to pay you salary. But wage, it's different. Wage is that you did a job, okay, and you've been rewarded for what you did exactly, not the time, the work itself. Okay, it's interesting to know about this, but you have to. It just happened to cross my mind to tell you that the real wage rate, the rate if it is very low, so people won't work. So this will affect the natural unemployment. Unemployment benefits too, if you're working in a place, unemployment benefit if the government is paying a benefit for unemployment, that will influence looking for a job, seeking very much for a job. You won't even change your updating technology and to be fit in the society and stuff like that. So let me just here say that in Arabic very fast. في حاجات بتأثر على البطالة الطبيعية اللي هي الأول حاجتين قلناهم الفراكشنال والستراكشر. إن هو إن نمبر واحد أول حاجة عندنا نسبة الإيدج الموجودة، توزيع السن في السكان، في عدد السكان، توزيع السن في الكتلة السكانية. يعني لو انت عندك يعني في البلاد اللي هي العربية والبلاد دي حاجة جميلة جدا ان نسبة الشباب اعلى كتير من اوروبا وامريكا، فهنا الديستريبيوشنز عالي جدا، يعني توزيع الشباب عالي، وفي كل بلد بتختلف، ممكن القاهرة غير اسكندرية غير كده. اوكي in every city is different, the distributions is different. Here that's a factor, okay, could affect with plus or minuses. ممكن يأثر بالسلب وبالإيجاب. نمبر 2 اللي هو السكيل اوف ستراكشر تشينج، اللي هو طبيعة أو التغير اللي حصل في المجتمع، في شكل المجتمع. هل في تكنولوجي زيادة؟ هل في حاجات سكيلز المفروض يتعلمها؟ هل في مهارات المفروض يتعلمها؟ دي برضو بتأثر. يعني انت مثلا هنا في مصر غير الصعيد، في القاهرة غير الصعيد، هناك structures مختلفة عن هنا، هناك في زراعة يمكن شوية. برضو مصر غير أمريكا غير كندا غير أوروبا، في حاجات بتخش في الدنيا، يعني مثلا في لغة، في كمبيوتر سكيلز، في other stuff. الريل wage rate هي بقى دي المشكلة، إن الويج عندنا ممكن يبقى حاجة مش مقبولة عند واحد ومقبولة عند التاني. يعني واحد يكون خريج جامعة أمريكية يقولك أنا إزاي أخد المرتب ده، أوكي، بينما واحد تاني ممكن يكون خريج جامعة يعني حكومية يقول ده حلو قوي أنا هاخده. بس لو هو المرتب ما عجبكش، دي برضه من ضمن الأسباب. المرتبات بتخلي البطالة ممكن تبقى كتير ممكن تبقى قليلة. أوكي، فهي برضه فاكتور. هو الفاكتور معناه إنه مش بيبقى بالموجب أو بالسالب، ممكن يبقى كده ممكن يبقى كده. ال unemployment benefits، أوكي، number 4 اللي هي بيسموها بتاعة بطالة، يعني إعانة بطالة. لو الدولة بتدي إعانة بطالة، ده ممكن يشجع الناس ما يشتغلوش أو يدوروا بحرقة على الشغل. أوكي، فإعانة البطالة ممكن تكون بتأثر بالسلب على ال unemployment. أوكي، طيب full employment. What is the meaning of full employment؟ طبعا full employment is defined as a situation in which unemployment rate equal the natural unemployment rate. بيبقى ده equal ده بالظبط. كل الناس بتشتغل وان ده بيكوال ده، فبيسيبوا شغل ويروحوا شغل تاني. they go to another job. The unemployment طبعا the full employment it's good of course. It's not happening everywhere. But there was a city in Egypt about 10 years ago was have a full employment. The name of the city was Damyat, for your information. It was a good report on CNN. I saw it, and I was very proud that was in Egypt, because people are working in Damyat in making furniture, and they inherited this from their parents, and then they give it to their children and so on. So everybody's working. That was about 10 or 8 years ago, I think. I think it was 10 years ago. Anyway, it was nice having this lecture. It would be nicer if I have you in front of me, but I want you to study hard. I want you to keep looking at the internet, having more examples, love to learn. Learning is very nice if you start to learn for the learning itself, not for the exam only. So stay safe and stay home. Thank you.